Hello and welcome to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath and this is it. It's the final Fresh Flavors new release spotlight of 2022. This is a stack of, most of these are December titles. There's a few November titles. I think there's even a few January titles in here, but most of this is December. It's so funny to me because as soon as December rolled around, I saw people popping up their best of the year list, and I knew that I still had dozens of titles that we were going to be talking about. So throughout 2022, we have covered hundreds and hundreds of new physical media releases. Thank you so much for staying with me through all of it. Let's dive into this stack and finish the year on a high note. We're going to kick it off with the new 88 Films 4K presentation of Dragons Forever. This is Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. It's directed by Sammo Hung. It's this beautiful hardbox edition, and it is loaded with great things. We have three different cuts here. We have the Hong Kong cut, which I'll just give you the run. The Hong Kong cut is 94 minutes. The Cyclone Z cut is 98 minutes. And then the international cut is 94 minutes. So there's three different cuts on 4K. We have a reversible art wrap. This is the art on one side, and then this is the art that's on the other side. And it comes with, well, here's there's the 4K disc, and there's the Blu-ray disc. It comes with 6 lobby cards that are double-sided. So these are Hong Kong lobby cards. Well, hold on a second, because I got to show you the other side too. And the last Hong Kong lobby card. This thing is loaded with special features. Let me hold this up and you can freeze frame that. Hopefully that comes through. That white text comes through clearly enough that you can read everything. I mean, it's absolutely stacked with goodies. And we're not done. We've got a double-sided poster. This art is on one side, and this art is on the other side. And this perfect bound book filled with photos and a text history of this movie. Is there a table of contents? Yeah. Can you guys hear the construction that's happening next door? They've been doing construction over there for like 2 years, legitimately. So every now and then, as soon as I come in here to start up a video, like a buzzsaw starts. I don't know if that's coming through on the microphone. I apologize. It's totally out of my control. And like I said, it's been a couple of years, so I don't know if it's ever going to stop. This is really great. I have heard, so there have been reports. I was told to relay this information. There have been reports of subtitle delays on certain players. I believe it is mostly affecting oh, I can't remember which player it was now. One of the brands is the subtitles are appearing sometimes a little bit after the dialogue, but I'm told that 88 Films is aware of the situation and they think that it's a firmware issue for that player. So I'm just the messenger on that. And full disclosure, I haven't had a chance to pop this in yet. This just arrived. I've been more full disclosure, even fuller. Cereal at Midnight, full disclosure 2, fuller disclosure. I was waiting on this to shoot this video because I knew this was a big deal and I didn't want to finish my 2022 coverage without that. Also from 88 Films, Blood and Diamonds. This is an amazing release of an Italian film by Fernando Di Leo. You know, Fernando Di Leo is a huge influence on Tarantino. There's 2 box sets of Fernando Di Leo. Excuse me. It's my Yank pronunciation coming through, or maybe my Southern, because while I'm a Yank to some parts of the world, I am a Southern boy to Americans. So Fernando Di Leo is the man's name, and there's a couple of box sets from Romero Video. Huge influence on Tarantino. He owns like the 70s gritty crime movie, Cops, all that stuff. So this is one of his later films. What is the year on this? It's later in his oeuvre. I do not see. Oh, 1977. Okay, that's not as late as I was thinking it was. So beautiful, sort of metallic foil. This makes me feel like I'm talking about 90s comic books. You know, I was a huge fan of comics, but in the 90s, they started to get into foil covers and chromium covers and like holograms on the cover. And we're seeing all of it happening again to make these things more collectible. But this is very beautiful. Is that reflective? Is that coming through? Here's the inner, the Blu-ray artwork itself. We have this thick book that comes with it. Well, I say thick. It's, what is this, about 24 pages? 21, it's about 24 pages on the money. Tons of text, which you know I'm a huge fan of, because I like to read about the films that I enjoy. And a double-sided poster with the new artwork on one side, and then the classic Italian poster on the other side. That's a sharp poster. One of the great joys of the last year or two has been seeing all these Italian films getting love outside of Italy. And there's so many more that I want to see. You know, I talked to Fran Simeone about this when I talked. Radiance Films is just, their first wave is imminent. And here's the reversible artwork. It's that new art. I was talking to him. I was like, is there any chance we're going to get some of those sexy Italian comedies from the 60s or the spy movies from the 60s? He's like, well, you never know. Yeah. And I notice he's leaning more into like European cinema. So fingers crossed that we'll get more of the, you know, like guys like some of the Italian great Fulci, like all these guys worked on things that you would not think that they would have worked on outside of the genres we know them for. I want to fill in the pieces of those puzzles. This is from VCI. That's I believe it's their first 4K release. This is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things on 4K. So this is one 4K Ultra HD disc and 2 Blu-rays. So that's right. This is a 3-disc set. It does have lots and lots of different artwork here. So here's the Blu-ray artwork. This is reversible too. So there's the third piece of art here. So get that one and that one. And it is loaded with special features. Here, let me hold that up and you can read everything that's included there. The feature in 4K, I have watched. I did a comparison with the Blu-ray. It does not, the 4K does not have HDR. It's just SDR. And the difference to me between the 4K and the Blu-ray is minimal. But I do think that the 4K has maybe a richer color spectrum. But again, remember, it's not HDR. I just feel like maybe it goes a little bit deeper. And some of the grain on the 4K might be a little bit more, like you see more of it. So it was I'm giving you guys facts, right? I'm trying to give you my opinion so you know what's best for you. But if you don't have this movie, this is definitely the version I would go for, because you get the movie on 4K, you get the movie on Blu-ray, and you get a special features disc as well, and you get this book full of stuff here. It's from Bob Clark, the guy from A Christmas Story, and I mean so many other things, but this is one of his first things that he ever did. It's essentially regional horror, and VCI has put together a heck of a package here. I guess my only note would be that I wish that they had gone the extra step and done an HDR pass. I know that's expensive, and that's probably the barrier there. But this is pretty great, and for those of you who are fans of this movie, I think you're going to be pretty happy with this 4K presentation, knowing what you know. From Arrow, they have just issued Nightmare at Noon. Now, keen-eyed physical media collectors will remember that Shout Factory had their own version of Nightmare at Noon. This is bare bones. This is just the movie. So I'm doing this so that you have a side-by-side comparison. Scream Factory Was this Scream Factory or just Shout? It is Scream Factory. They let this is out of print from Scream Factory now, which is why Arrow jumped on it and put it out. But Arrow said, hold my beer, because they have given it a new, brand new restoration from the original camera negative. Original uncompressed stereo audio, optional English subtitles, optional Greek subtitles. The films of Nico Mastorakis' Nightmare at Noon featurette on the making of the film with a commentary from the director, behind the scenes footage, original on-set interviews with Wings Hauser, Bo Hopkins, Kimberly Beck, George Kennedy, and Brian James. There's a trailer gallery, and we do have reversible artwork with the more classic art on it. So they have given us a ton of stuff, and we also have, oh, we got a booklet, you guys. Yes, booklet in the house. So I get so excited about booklets. I don't know what it is. Like from the early days of DVDs, sometimes they would come with booklets, and you would have, usually they were 2 pages. It was 1 page folded, right? You could open it up and there was text on both pages, and then there'd be like a photo on the back, or maybe the chapter list on the back page. And you could, you know, tell you some like production notes about the movie, and or sometimes have a note from somebody, like if the director would have written a small note. So booklets are inherent with physical media to me. I appreciate booklets, and you know, hey, it goes back even further than that, because when I was even going back to when I was a kid and I buy an NES game, a Nintendo game, it came with an instruction manual that I could look at that had artwork. You guys remember Dragon Warrior in the 80s? I took that manual to school with me, and you just like look at it and you look at the artwork. Booklets are just deeply rooted in my physical media history, so I love a booklet. This is a movie also from Arrow. This is The Leech. And full disclosure, I have not watched this, and I'm probably not going to watch it because they're marketing this as sort of an anti-Christmas movie with like cynicism and really taking down the joy of Christmas with, you know, replacing it with sort of a horror take. Father David is a Catholic priest struggling to fill the pews in his church. He allows a homeless man into his home to escape the December chill, but the simple act of kindness has unforeseen consequences when Terry's pregnant girlfriend also decides to crash at the parochial house. Determined to save the warring couple through the healing power of God's love, David's ordered existence quickly unravels as he succumbs to the wicked ways of the parasitic pair. That's just, I don't think that's what I want for my Christmas season, but I know a lot of you guys are going to be into it. And it's a new film. This is a young director who's early in his cinematic journey. Hey, guess what, guys? Got another booklet. Let me make sure this is all safe to show here. Yeah. So I know this is going to be up a lot of you guys' alley. So this is out from Arrow. Really interesting pick. Arrow's doing more and more of these, how do I want to say it? Like, younger directors, independent films, distributing independent films is what it comes down to. Like independent horror and things like that. Two Witches is another one that immediately comes to mind. So let's, there's a lot of horror here, you guys. Let's skip to, hang on a second. I'm going to turn this around. All right. This is from Wild Eye. This is The Bloody Man. He has been awakened. Wild Eye is doing some incredible work here. In the last 2022, Wild Eye really went to another gear. They went to another level. So here's that artwork is very cool. We have a lot of special features on this one. Does this have reversible? It doesn't have reversible art. We do have a poster with this art. But no, we have a poster with this. No? All right, let's see what the art is. There's our poster. And it does have, can I share this? Yeah. And like, as I'm talking to you guys, I just hear Buzzsaw from next door. So I'm very distracted. If you've seen this, I would love to know what you think about it. Here's another big one from Wild Eye, part of their Visual Vengeance line, which, you know, I'm a huge fan of because they're bottom shelf movies with a top shelf presentation, and I think that there's definitely a place for that. So this is Heartland of Darkness with Linnea Quigley. That's the selling point here. This has I'm not going to read all of this. Well, here, I'm going to hold this up. I'm going to flip this around. You can read all of this. We're going to go through some of this. Check out the alternate artwork. I love the artwork on these Visual Vengeance releases. We have a prayer cloth. They always do like little fun. We have stickers. They always do fun pack-ins. We have a... Can I show all of this? Oh, goodness. Some of the... Okay, there's a booklet with some interesting photos in there that you probably just saw already. And check it out. A poster of Linnea. So what do we have here? New director supervised SD master from the original tape elements. So one of the things about Visual Vengeance, I should have said, if you're just seeing Visual Vengeance coverage here for the first time, a lot of video stuff, a lot of shot on video. Not everything has been SOV. A lot of it has been SOV. But they're giving it really great because you can pull some information out of a videotape, especially if it's like higher quality video, like what is it, SVHS? Anyway, Deeper Into the Darkness, that's a new 40-minute behind-the-scenes documentary. We have a commentary with the director, the cinematographer, and the composer. We have another commentary with Tony Strauss of Wings Chop magazine. Linnea Quigley Remembers, that's a new interview. Archival interview with Linnea Quigley. Original TV spots. Complete original Fallen Angels 1990 work print. And then the commentary track on the work print version, the making of Fallen Angels, vintage cast and crew. Man, this just goes on and on and on. This is what I'm saying. Like, and this is an affordably priced release too. This is not like a $50 release. Like Visual Vengeance, which is, you know, a sub-label of Wild Eye, is really serving their fan base incredibly well. And I know they're not for everybody, but for the people that is for, like, how cool! What a great time to be alive. Watch this space. We're gonna have some more Wild Eye coverage coming your way very soon. From Umbrella Entertainment out of Australia, we have 2 all-region releases. They have just put out Miami Connection. Now I know some of you guys are gonna be like, but we have Miami Connection in the United States. It's Australian. It's Australian. This is for Australians and anybody else that wants to play. So if you're watching this video and you're in Timbuktu, or if you are in the Netherlands, you can order this disc and it's going to play fine for you. You are not limited to where you can import this from. And it does have the CD soundtrack included as well. We have cool, not alternate artwork, but artwork. I like the 80s. This movie's so fun. I'm seeing a tendency, or I have seen a tendency, by the way, that was the CD soundtrack. This is the official film soundtrack. It's got Against the Ninja on it. Was this all Friends? Yeah, Friends. It's totally without cynicism. This movie is just a innocent, I would even say naive attempt at making an action movie without any cynicism. And so it bothers me when people approach this movie with cynicism, because I'm like, you're missing the whole point. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. And Lieutenant Jangles, I have not yet watched this, but I've heard really great things. So this is, again, another Australian release, but it's region ABC, so anybody that wants to play gets to do so. Crime is a disease. I'm not going to say that because I don't know if YouTube's going to go like, bong, you're out of here, pal. We'll see. It's got to be real careful these days. Well, as long as I've been on the platform, you've had to be really careful, but it seems to have gotten worse in the last couple of years. So this looks like a lot of fun. Basically, it's an homage to the rowdy, raucous action movies of days yore. Part man, part cigarette, all Australian. Lieutenant Jangles. That's really fun. Can I show? Yeah, that's okay. So I'm sure I'll have a full review of this up at some point. We have a making of documentary, commentary tracks, bloopers, deleted scenes. Loaded, man. All right, let's move on to, who is this from? Sometimes I have a hard time remembering where all of this stuff. This is Diabolic. This is Diabolic DVD is releasing this one directly. This is After Effects, Memories of Pittsburgh Filmmaking. Now, this is about the making of, what is the name of the project again? During the late 1970s in Pittsburgh, an ambitious and intrepid trio of filmmakers pooled their resources to come together and make a feature film called The Manipulator. So I've never seen The Manipulator. This is the documentary about the making of it and just Pittsburgh filmmaking. So we have exclusive feature-length edition with over 15 minutes of never-before-seen footage, audio commentary with the director, Poolside with George, a selection of interviews with filmmaker George A. Romero. That's worth the price of admission alone. Outtakes and deleted scenes. Effects at the Warhol, highlights from a one-time only 2005 screening of Effects and After Effects at the Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh. Vintage DVD release trailers. I mean, this is tons and tons and tons of stuff, and it's I mean, you see Tom Savini is a part of this, and it has nothing. Well, there's chapters. There's the disc, and we do have a booklet. All right, so also, here's another obscurity from VidCrest. Some of these are sub-labels of, check Diabolic DVD. That's where you can go to make sure you don't miss any of this stuff. Check Diabolic DVD. This is one that as soon as this showed up, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to watch this. And of course, I haven't yet because there's a lot of stuff that comes in, but this is high on my priority list. Hallucination. George Montgomery, Danny Stone. This is a 1966 movie about the dangers of drugs. And it's shot in black and white. It looks really gonzo. And this is my kind of thing, you know. This is probably what I would consider to be my wheelhouse. So this is the original black and white version, behind the scenes producer's commentary. Fractals meet Bosch. What in the world? 50s LSD experiments. Poof's grocery trip. Take an acid trip with Bosch and Bruegels. Image gallery. This is unbelievable. And yeah, look, we got a booklet. Tonight. Yeah, I don't even know if I can say this stuff without the algorithm like planting a red flag. Got all this press about the movie, like vintage press stuff. It's really awesome. These are interesting to me because I was not familiar with the label behind these. These are Real Gore releasing. This is Real Gore releases number 5 and number 6. So number 5 is Nightmare Symphony. A worthy tribute to the legendary godfather of gore, Lucio Fulci, says Monster Dugan, Blazing Minds. This is let's see, hold on, I'm looking for the language. English and Italian language. Okay, so you have the 2 language options. Can I show? Sometimes you can't. I don't know. We got reversible artwork. And also, Maniac Driver was it from the director of Gunwoman, and this is Japanese. Can I show this one? Yeah, I should be able to show this. All right, so there's our alternate artwork for that. So if you're a horror fan, again, like the stuff that's coming out now is so niche, but have we ever had it this good for some of this stuff? Just having the option to even purchase this stuff. This one's really cool. Every Other Day is Halloween. This is a documentary about a regional. It's totally new to me. I watched this. It's a regional Count Gore Duvall from. I'm trying to remember because I watched this like a month ago. I'm trying to remember where he was. Basically, like a regional horror host. You know, we have Svengoolie. We had Vampira, Zachary, guys like that. This is it's a documentary about the impact of this one person and the other characters that he did. These other characters, you know, basically sort of a public access kind of a thing. If you're into that, it's very fun. Bald Headed Blues companion documentary, 50 years and counting, exclusive short documentary, audio commentary, Channel 20 club card. By the way, I need to shout that out. So here's the Blu-ray. And it comes with so it's Channel 20, and it comes with a membership card to Channel 20. I know that buzzsaw's coming through. It's so loud. From who is putting this out? This is MVD Visual, A Christmas Karen. Probably not going to let you stay still. Probably not. This is not my idea of a good time, but I know for a lot of you guys it is. And A Christmas Karen is available. We got special features, meet the cast, photo gallery, the theatrical trailer. Karen is an entitled middle-aged woman whose demanding nature has alienated her neighbors and her family. After a series of incidents displaying her privilege and prejudice, Karen receives an intervention by some unconventional spirits. So it's timely, I'll say that. Also from MVD, we have Ski Patrol, the new installment in the MVD Rewind collection. This movie's a ton of fun. My history with this one goes back to, what is the year? Is this 1991? 90. So here's the, hold on. 2 pieces of artwork there. What's the inside? Aha! It is reversible. And it does have the poster with this artwork. And let's see, we have sometimes these have really really in-depth documentaries on them. This one is the movie with, your usual language options and subtitles and that stuff. So Ski Patrol, now on Blu-ray. Here's another one that's really up my alley. So Cheesy Flicks just reissued Dick Tracy Meets Gruesome. Boris Karloff, I'm a huge Boris Karloff fan. I'm also a Dick Tracy fan, a series movie fan, like serials and series movies. There were 4 of these with Ralph Bird. Ralph Bird. Ralph Bird was Dick Tracy in various iterations of the character, and I believe this was the last Dick Tracy movie. So I'm excited this is back in print. I believe that there's another one that came out at the same time, but I don't have that here. So it was not sent to me, but there's another Dick Tracy movie that Cheesy Flicks has just issued. And I'm going to have a lot to say about the Dick Tracy movies as we head into 2023, because I got a thing that I'm doing, and we'll see how it all shakes out. But that's exciting for me, because if I had to pinpoint the thing that Cereal at Midnight is most about, it's shining a spotlight on things like this, and westerns and serials and pulp, Flash Gordon, monsters. This is like 40s, 50s, 60s. I think that's my specialty, I suppose. But we get to talk about all these other things too, so that's great. Ultraman Kids, the complete series from Mill Creek Entertainment in association with Subaraya. This I don't even know what to think about this, you guys. What do you guys think about it? I know this is really what's the word I'm looking for? A really different take on Ultraman. I really see. I don't even know enough about anime. I'm a different generation than some of you guys. Is this chibi? Does this count as chibi? Anyway, finding fun and adventure wherever they go. The Ultraman Kids are a lovable bunch of outer space kids on a quest through the galaxy to find their leader, Mars' missing parents. Along the way, they have fun and adventures and even learn a thing or two. So this is in Japanese with English subtitles, and it is in the square 1:33 aspect ratio, which is the original aspect ratio. Some of you guys are going to be like, why no Blu-ray? Because because Mill Creek Entertainment was given standard definition masters for this, and the DVDs outsell Blu-rays by at least 2-to-1, sometimes 3-to-1, sometimes 4-to-1. So that's why it's the smarter business decision. This is a big one for me. Creature from Black Lake. This is coming from Synapse Films. I really enjoy this movie. I have written years ago. I did a whole spotlight on the movies of 1976. So. I wrote, there's a website called fthismovie.net. Go check them out. I wrote 250 columns and reviews at F This Movie. I did a whole year on 1976, and Creature from Black Lake was one of those films. And when I talked about it, I was bemoaning the fact that the movie just didn't look great, and it was probably not going to look great, and that it needed to be restored. Well, here we go. We got a new Blu-ray from Synapse, and the difference, it's just, I'm so grateful that this is, we are living in the age of wonders, you guys. We really are. We have so much to be thankful for. You have to buy it. Yeah, you got to pay for it, but this is an option. No other generation of film fan has had the options that we have. With all this stuff looking as good as it does now, this is one of those movies that for the longest time was a very grindhouse presentation. Now it's been cleaned up, restored, brand new 4K restoration from the original 35mm camera negative. We have an audio commentary We have Swamp Stories, an all-new featurette with the director of photography, Dean Cundey. Now, if you know Dean Cundey, you know that he is the cinematographer for many of John Carpenter's films. Maybe my favorite would be, you know what, I'm not going to do that because that's going to alienate people. Dean Cundey is a legend, and he is on this disc talking about this movie. Original theatrical trailer, radio spots. This is the hotness, man. This is so exciting. Does it have... Okay, no alternate artwork here. We do have the Synapse catalog, which I definitely can't show on this channel. Nice, guys. Really nice. From Warner Archive, we have Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, which is a movie that I absolutely adore. I love this movie. This is another one that it makes me sad when people are cynical about it, because I'm like, you think that Attack of the 50-Foot Woman doesn't know what it is? It's this tone of superior... So there's a full review for this right now at CerealAtMidnite.com. I take a few swings because I get really tired of people acting like they're better than movies like this. This like, oh, I don't... It's what specifically I saw multiple sources saying things like, why would they restore this for Blu-ray? Because everything deserves to be restored for Blu-ray. Why would we not? Why would you say, let it go? No, thank goodness that the powers that be, and especially at Warner Brothers, said no, we're gonna save this with a new scan. This is a gorgeous. You know, Warner Archive does not provide the how they restored if it's a 4K scan or whatever. It's a gorgeous restoration, and I love it. It's got a commentary with Yvette Vickers and Tom Weaver. You know, his commentaries are great. I think this movie's a lot of fun. And I think the way I described it in my review is like, you got a movie where like a spaceman comes down in a ball of light and he's a giant and he's hoarding diamonds, and you've got an attractive woman that was known for her 50s pinups. Gets blown up to 50 feet. Why would you not be interested in that? Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you broken like that? So that's like, I don't understand. Like, and then people are like, well, that's silly. Well, no crap. No crap, that's silly. That's the whole point. It's just to have fun. And boy, this is one of the most iconic pieces of artwork ever made. I need to get this on a t-shirt because I love it. So I don't know what else. Allison Hayes is gorgeous to me. I think she's if you can look up type in like Allison Hayes 1950s, even if you want to type 1950s pictures, she did a whole run of photographs in the era, and she's just really, really beautiful. And this movie's so much fun. Also from Warner Archive, The Night of the Iguana, which is a really big deal. We got Richard Burton, Ava Gardner, Deborah Kerr, Sue Lyon. It's still sealed. I haven't had a chance to catch up with this one yet. Hopefully over the Christmas holiday season, I'll be just disconnecting and watching lots and lots of movies. But there are no special features here. Oh, no, I'm sorry, there are. They're just written really small. Featurettes, Night of the Iguana, Houston's Gamble, and On the Trail of the Iguana. So two featurettes there. My mistake. So we'll talk more about this. I will be writing a full review. From Film Movement, we have Hinterland. The Third Man Meets Seven amid the chaos of post-First World War Vienna, is how they describe it. And it has a bonus. So it's in German. It's an Austrian film. It's in German with English subtitles. We have a bonus commentary from the director and a bonus short film that runs 24 minutes from... Who is this from? Oh, this is from Wild Eye, you guys. This should have been covered earlier. Pandemic Undead. Exploitation movie about, zombies during a pandemic. And it's DVD. So, I know that's going to be a barrier for some of you guys, but that's what we got here. So, bonus features are scene selections and a trailer. I saved something really interesting for last. This really slipped under my radar. This came out several months ago, but I just got my hands on it recently, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. It's a DVD box set of The Great American Dream Machine. Now, this is it's been in print before. It's been put back into print now by some more Entertainment. Now, if you saw my interview with Arnie Shore, a Rhino executive, Liberation Hall, Some More Entertainment, he's the guy behind getting this back in print. And it was a series that, okay, have you guys heard of The Groove Tube, which is a movie from the 70s, and like Chevy Chase is in it. It's a lot of guys that you would know later, and they'd be household names. Well, some of them would be household names later. Martin Mull is involved in this as well. The Groove Tube was the end result of this, The Great American Dream Machine. This was I think it was a single season, and I want to say there was only about 18 episodes. This is the whole thing, and it was a late night public access broadcast on public television from 1971 to 1973. The Great American Dream Machine was television's original satirical variety series. Unlike anything seen on public television before, the often controversial show made its mark across 2 highly successful seasons. Okay, it's 2 seasons. As a spirited magazine combining disparate elements such as animation, drama, musical performances, documentary, political commentary, in an experimental format. Whether it's Albert Brooks, Martin Mull, Penny Marshall, Chevy Chase, Charles Grodin, Henry Winkler, Andy Rooney, and many others. It's like a murderer's row of smart comedy people. And it's not ha-ha funny. It's more like observational. It feels subversive is what it feels like. Because it's like, if you've ever seen any of the stuff that Albert Brooks did for Saturday Night Live, they're almost like think pieces that come from, there's humor in them. And the Groove Tube as well. The Groove Tube is not this like really laugh out loud hilarious thing. Some of it is, but it's also just like surrealism. It just feels very subversive. It feels like very smart people taking bricks out of the establishment, like collapsing it. That's what it feels like to me. And how interesting that so many of those people would then go on to be a part of the powers that be. But this is the whole thing. It's everything that's available, and it's there's liner notes. Let me see. I can't remember. There's a specific segment here with Evel Knievel, and it is here's Chevy Chase. It is amazing, this Evel Knievel thing. You might see if you can find it online. Maybe The Great American Dream Machine, Evel Knievel. It is really, really fascinating. It's just like a character spotlight, but he's just being himself. But that in itself is it's a potent mix is what it is. Because I don't know that he understands how he's coming across. Anyway, here's the liner notes. This is the kind of booklet I was talking about from DVDs back in the day. And I love it. I love being able to read about this stuff. So The Great American Dream Machine, not for everybody, but for the people that it is for, it's a treasure box. All right, so December, guys, this is everything. You see why I'm like, I can't make best of the year list yet. I'm not done. Some of this might end up in my best. Is Attack of the 50-Foot Woman going to end up in my best of the year list? What do you think? Place your bets now, kids. All right, so thanks so much for watching this episode. Let's talk about this stuff in the comments below. There's a lot of stuff here that I haven't seen and would like to know what you think about it. Have you seen Creature from Black Lake? And isn't it cool? If you have, isn't it great? All right, thanks so much. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.